Hey YouTube, what's going on? Son of Sanguinius here, and today we are going to be continuing our Angel's Blade review with a look at the Stormraven Squadron. So the formation consists of 2 to 4 Stormraven gunships. It has no restrictions, and for special rules it has the Annihilation Strike. Once per battle, at the start of any of your turns, you can pick an enemy unit anywhere on the battlefield to be the target of an Annihilation Strike. When you do so, any Stormraven gunships from this formation that are within 72 inches of the target and have line of sight to the target must fire all of their remaining Storm Strike missiles at it. Conduct the attacks as if they were being carried out in the shooting phase. No other attacks may be made by the Stormraven gunships as part of the Annihilation Strike. The Stormraven gunships can shoot again in the shooting phase of the same turn, using the weapons they have remaining, and not counting the Storm Strike missiles they have used against the number of attacks that can be made this turn. So, the Stormraven gunship, it's interesting, but honestly, nothing really sticks out about it. You figure that at a bare minimum, this formation is going to be 400 points. At its max, it's looking about 1,200 points. And that's just, looking at, bare bones. Actually, no, not 1,200. Correcting myself here. It would be around 800 points if you brought 4 Stormraven gunships with, no upgrades, just bare bones, basic 200 points. So 800 points, at its maximum, 400 points at its minimum. There isn't really too much to say here, other than it's a nice buff if you have a lot of flyers in your army. If you do run 2 or more Stormravens, they just got a little bit better with the Annihilation Strike. It is nice how you can sort of concentrate fire at the start of your turn. So we're talking really before movement here. With everything deep striking in and all that kind of stuff. So that is nice. Storm Strike missiles, I believe, are 72-inch range, Strength 8, AP 2, Heavy 1 with Concussive. So it may be a nice way to get a monstrous creature down to Initiative 1 before you go in and charge it, during the later phases of your turn. However, like I said, I don't really see me bringing this too often. For one, just because it's for larger games, and when I say that, I mean much larger games. At 400 points minimum, that's a lot of points. And let's be honest here. The Stormraven, while I do think it's a decent flyer, it's not the greatest, and I've never really been too interested in having a plethora of flyers to just sort of swarm the table with. Although if you did have a flyer-based list, really go for that kind of airborne assault kind of feel, then I can definitely see this being a nice little treat for you. Let's see, anything else to go over? Yeah, honestly, not too much to say here, guys. I apologize for the short video, but as I can see at the Stormraven Squadron, there just really isn't any like kind of hook to it. We've seen this a little bit with some of the formations in Angel's Blade. There's a couple of really good ones, a couple of really bad ones, and then the rest of them are just kind of meh. And this one feels kind of meh to me. Like I said, the Annihilation Strike is nice, but it doesn't add anything to the units themselves. It just basically gives you an extra shooting phase, once per game. Where you can fire all your missiles at a single target. And chances are, it'll be, depending on how many flyers you have and the terrain you have set up, it may prove to be fairly difficult to get all of these, Stormravens, within, line of sight and be in a position where they can fire. So that might be a consideration. But other than that, if you were already bringing 2 or more Stormravens, hey, this is a nice little bonus for you. You can bring in some more, have some extra, well, I suppose not extra firepower, but basically have a way to fire off all your Storm Strike missiles at the same time, at the same target, and wipe them off the table. So anyway, that's all I got for this video. Feel free to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video.